Hi and welcome to the Review Tuesday. My name is Ruben and this is my review for Netflix's original movie Triple Frontier. In case you don't know how I do my movie reviews, I like to talk about the film and anything that really kind of stands out to me, and then at the end I give my rating. Okay, so in Triple Frontier, a group of former Special Forces operatives played by some actors that I really like, Ben Affleck, Oscar Isaac, Charlie Hunnam, Garrett Hedlund and Pedro Pascal, they reunite to plan a heist in a sparsely populated multi-border zone of South America. For the first time in their prestigious careers, these unsung heroes undertake this dangerous mission for self instead of country. It's gotta be now. Triple Frontier is directed by J.C. Chanda. I love his direction in A Divine Lear, and the film is co-written by himself and the Academy Award winner Mark Ball, who did The Hurt Locker and Zero Dark 30. The Hurt Locker I love, it's one of my all-time favorite films. Firstly, I should talk about the directions because I think the direction is partly what makes this film so good. Hunt quickly. This film is really intense. It builds on its intensity consistently as well. So although you know something's gonna go wrong and the shit is gonna hit the fan, it takes you by surprise. The cinematography and direction of this film, the film looks amazing. It's shot really well. The action sequences are really bought. When they get into intense action, gunfights, and the heist gets into the flow, as you know it will do, I thought all of this was really believable. It reminded me of scenes from The Hurt Locker. It even reminded me in moments from Heat, from the kind of those intense scenes. There is an intensity to this that keeps intensifying, so if you're eating food like I was, you'll probably start eating quicker because as each scene evolves, as the story continues, the story gets more intense, and as they develop the characters, the backstories, you're getting more emotionally entangled in the story. I would say that there are more backstories giving time to certain characters, like Ben Affleck's character. I enjoyed what they did. He's kind of the focus, he's the team leader, and so they focus on his backstory more, so that by the time poop does hit the fan, you are fully invested. With the other characters, I would say that you have to kind of figure out where they fit into the story. Their backstories are more revealed in the little subtle nuances, the way they talk to each other, the way they are with each other, and I really like that about it. You kind of figure out what the team has been through, and you get that. I felt like about halfway through the film, I really understood what these characters were going through when they're doing movements, like apart from the movements of the military that they look like they know what they're doing, but when they're together on screen, you feel like that they are best friends, and I think that comes down to the acting. Pedro Pascal, he's one of my all-time favorite actors at the moment. I really like what he's doing on screen, and when he's on screen he has a presence so that the other actors can feed off him. There are certain other characters in this film that I didn't feel like brought as much, or maybe the characters didn't give as much to the film, but when all the actors are on screen together, they are playing off each other, and I think the scripting and the dialogue works well with the direction that the director wanted this film to go in. One of the biggest pluses of this film is that it's not your typical type of here's the good guys and they're defeating the bad guys. No, this time you get the good guys who are fed up with kind of being used. They need to do something for themselves. They see an opportunity to take this cash, and so they do. So along the way you're wondering, okay, so these guys aren't really good anymore, but I'm still rooting for them. Should I still be rooting for them? Okay, so the money they're taking from these bad guys are really bad, but the film does show that there's consequences for their actions, which I really like. So while they're stealing, you're saying to yourself, no, that's okay, they're stealing from the bad guys, that's okay, but the consequences of them taking that money is shown, and you get the sense of, oh, should they be doing this in the first place? And the characters reflect that with the dialogue and the acting, and I thought that was a very clever mechanic to have within this film.
It's not what I signed up for.
I thoroughly enjoyed this film. I thought the intensity moments, it crescendos towards the end of the film like it should do. The three acts are built up nicely. There are character developments that I expected. I'm going to go back and watch this a second time to see if I'll enjoy it as much the second time through. I felt there was enough character development in most of the characters for me to be kind of swept along this kind of action intense film. I do wish they had maybe given us a bit more backstory to some of the characters, like I said, but I don't think that matters much because you do get to figure out who they are as characters along the journey a little bit. They kind of give you a little bit of the history as they talk to each other, and I quite like that. So I'm not sure if they needed to do that, but I kind of wanted to know more about the other characters by the end of the film. I kind of would like to see what else would happen, like whether it would be like a side story or a prequel or sequel. I don't know if they could do that, but I think this worked well, and I'd love to see more of this world that they've created. Now there is the whole thing about Ben Affleck. Some people say that Ben Affleck can't act, and they're giving examples for like the Batman movies. I don't know. I've seen Ben Affleck in films that I've really enjoyed, like The Accountant. I thought he held his own well there. He was the protagonist. I really enjoyed what he did with his character. I think he's believable in this. In some places, some of the characters can be a bit wooden, but because there's such other great actors in this film, they feed off each other, and you can kind of put that by the side and go, nope, this is fine. The on-location filming of this film really helps as well, really kind of puts you in the mood. The tone and color palette and score all works really well to give you a really great film. So I'm going to give Triple Frontier an A- because I think it's good. It has some minor issues, but I'm going to go back and check it again. Let me know what you thought about this film in the comments below. Are you excited about it? Are you putting time aside to go and see it? The comments below are your place to chat about this film to your heart's desire. I love chatting to you guys. Thank you for continuing to support the Ruby Tuesday, and most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.